Hello and welcome to a new episode how to learn JavaScript from beginner to advanced. In this day my goal is to learn you how to create an HTML element static or dynamically in JavaScript and in HTML. Okay, let's start it. For begin we'll create an HTML element static. Let me how it works. Here I have an HTML, an empty HTML, because do you see here in body I don't have nothing. If I run this code nothing happens, but I want to display one element. I want to display, for example, a div with hello world. If you want to add static in HTML, you can use these tags divs, and inside you put hello world and you have a div. If you want to add another div, also you put again and you have hello world div 2, and you have here two divs. Okay, but this is the static approach. Probably, for example, if you have more divs, you'll be have a big HTML, and is not recommended. You should do this to create this element, HTML elements dynamically from JavaScript, using JavaScript. And if you want to create dynamically element in HTML with JavaScript, you have more methods, but I will show today just two methods with create element, is a method create element, and with store variable. All HTML you will store in a variable, and you will display in another inner HTML element. Okay, let's see the first method. We create dynamically an HTML. Do you see here inside body I have just this button, add a new div. Sorry for my English. Okay, and I want to add dynamically inside this HTML. I want to add a new div. For this, should to use a method document.createElement and type of element. The method is for create a new element, document.createElement, and with a parameter I have here div, because I want to create a div. Okay, after we have this variable now, because we store this variable, the method document.createElement, and on this variable you can put what do you want for this variable. For example, I put content here, new div.text content hello world, but you can put on this variable other attributes like id equal, I don't know, div1, or other like this. But retain, keep in your mind, when you create dynamically an element in JavaScript, use this document.createElement, and you assign it to a variable. Put the type of element like parameter. Assign to a new variable document.createElement with type of variable like parameter. And after this, you should to append this variable new div to element that you want to stick this. For example, I want to stick this new div directly to body, and I say document that body append child new div. In JavaScript you use instance this dot method. Now body is the element of document. Append child, that means this new div is child of body. Now I use this append child. Okay, let's see again how to create dynamically an element in JavaScript. First I create a variable and I use document that creates element with parameter type of variable. After I put attributes for this variable, and it's mandatory in final to append to an element. I append here body, with method append child. Okay, let me to see now the result. I press the button, is hello world. Again I restart, hello world. Okay, but the third method is this. Do you see I have in HTML just this button, but in JavaScript dynamically I create a new element, this hello world div, but also I create a variable and I assign it an HTML. Do you see I assign to this variable div HTML this HTML. You can put between quotes a lot of an entire HTML. For example, in React you can, not just in React, in JavaScript you can put here what do you want. Is not a problem. And after I create this variable and I assign it all HTML, I display this HTML with this inner HTML method. Document.body inner HTML. I use here plus because I want to append to the existent content, and I don't want to overwrite, and I want to append to add. And now I click, and do you see I add a new element. Okay, let me to do for you a little summary. You can add a static element in HTML directly when you create an element, or you use JavaScript to create dynamically element with method document.create element and append to an other element, or put HTML, assign the HTML to a variable and after display it. Okay, let's now to show you a complex example. I have here one button, add element, and when I click will appear a picture and one paragraph dynamically. I create dynamically this paragraph, and also I create dynamically this image. Let's see firstly my HTML. In HTML I have now this paragraph and this image, but if I restart, I want to see before I click the button, before my function to be triggered. how look my HTML, no, because in HTML should to have just this button. Okay, let's see in the body. In the body I have a container with this existing content, but you don't see this. It's in here. Okay, and I have again an add element button. This console is very indicated for debugging, because do you see, when you put the mouse on the element on the web page, will be selected this area. I put on click, this is click, do you see, with is a button. Okay, let's see now the script. I have here add elements function. On this button I have on click with this function, where I call this function, and here I take this container, document get element by id container. I create the paragraph with document create element and type in parameter paragraph. After I put this to this variable content, paragraph on text content is the first appended paragraph, and I append this to the container. You can put here append child, put append, no, doesn't matter. After I create an image with const image equal document.create element is the same method, but the type is image. I put after more attribute for this image, I put source with the source of image, I put alt, and also I append this image to the container. I have a big container, and I append to this container an image and one paragraph. Okay, let's see if this image and my paragraph appear in HTML when I trigger this button. When I click on this button, I click the button, I have now in HTML a paragraph, correct, do you see is selected. This is the first append paragraph. Also I have an image, do you see here the image with more attributes. That was all for today. I hope you understand how to create an element static and dynamically in JavaScript. Retain, keep in your mind, you can use static when you with your hand put in HTML the element, or dynamically with document create element method, and after append to the element existent. Also you can store all HTML to a variable and display this variable in a inner HTML element, like body, for example. That was all for today. Don't forget, if you practice more, better you become. All the best, and don't let to pass a day without write one function or two functions, because just in this way you can enhance your ability for development, for writing code. Don't be careful, use console.log, because do you see here I have after each element console.log. If I go in the console, do you see I have, this is my container. It's very simple, because if you put this console.log for C, the HTML element, it's simple to found after for debugging. I click here, for example, if I want to put the paragraph left or right, and I don't know where is my container, no problem. I have console log, see, very simple. I have this paragraph, simple, image where is there, no, isn't problem. That was all for today. I hope you understand. All the best.